Well, Staybridge. Hey, it's been really cool for the 15, well, 30 something hours I had in this room. Okay, this bed, y'all, this bed right here was really nice to have. Hey, kid. And I enjoyed it so much. But it's time to go now. Yeah, I gotta leave. Taking my tripod and my stuff with me. Not sure where I'm going next. I really had to have some, like, for my mental space, I had to leave this place, the hostels, because, well, it just, it's nice, but with so much stuff, I have to be able to spread out and just sit in silence. There are some hostels that's comfortable for doing that, but I was in Hostel Hidalgo, and the benefit of being there is that it's literally in the center of everything. So I'm talking like 3 steps away from the church, the main Iglesia La Catedral in the center, and like 3 blocks from everything. So, I mean, that was kind of why I stayed there, and it kind of began sucking me in because I started connecting really well with a lot of other people. So while I enjoyed that so much, it just kind of, it became one of those situations where, well, you got to pick. Are friends more important, or is your peace of mind? I mean, it was just kind of so loud that I ended up having to leave because at 3, 4, 5, 6 in the morning, 2 in the morning, the ambulance will be rolling through in the middle of the night. So you're not really able to get the rest. I'm trying to get my luggage here. So I'm not really able to get the rest that I wanted by being in that space. And that was kind of why I had to leave. Shaky camera effect. That's how you know it's indie. Hey. So I had to get my rest. And for 2 nights, well, I arrived here around 11:30 at night. And so they ended up giving me all my money back that I invested in this place because I ran into problems. I had so much luggage. 2 suitcases and a backpack that I carry my stuff in, that I needed help. So how do you arrive at a hotel and there's nobody, a hotel like this, and there's no one to help you with your stuff? I'm gathering everything, so I have to like pack it all in. I have to go all the way up to the 3rd floor to meet somebody. I'm not gonna leave my stuff downstairs. I come in to check in, and like, the things that I purchased were not ready. I was like, how kind of mess is this? You guys don't even have this ready? You don't even have the room that I asked for? Like, oh, I ordered this online, so it was just kind of frustrating because when you pay for a room and you don't get it, they give you like the lower level room, and they say, oh, just due to capacity. It was just kind of like, no, that's not really my problem. The problem is I ordered it and you already took my money. So I want what I ordered. So that was kind of like a thing. And then I was able to get what I ordered. And then there was hair in the beds. Hair in the towels, hair on the floor. And I'm like, of a hotel like this? I mean, why didn't somebody clean it? I gave the towel to somebody else and said, look, there's hair here. She opened it up right here at the door and was like, oh, I'm so sorry, shaking the hair off in the room. Y'all, I got so angry. I was like, no, don't do that. And then I was very upset. So they said, okay, look, we're really sorry. Whatever we can do to make your stay better. I said, give me all the money that I invested in you guys, just put it back on my card and I'll have no problems. And then I thought about being a Karen. I want your corporate number. But after that, it was really nice to sleep. I had pizza delivered. The manager was like, well, you're vegan? Like, if there's anything I can get for you, all of a sudden. I'm like, look, just let me sleep. Let me make my YouTube videos. And that's it. Okay, guys. That should be it. I'm not sure where to go next. I feel like I could back to Vallarta, San Luis. Hola, ¿qué tal? Oh my God. Gracias. Pero necesito comprar uno nuevo, maleta, y no sé por dónde, tal vez centro. Uh-oh. I accidentally opened a new tab. I want to show you guys some of the things that I have to take into consideration when traveling. Like what actually goes into all of the parts of travel. How do you know where to stay? It's definitely a daily situation. Like, is this something where I have to, like, you have to think of everything. How are you feeling in that moment? What are your finances? Do you have other things you have to pay for? Are there, it's just a lot of things to consider. So I'm going to show you guys, now that I've checked out, I'm sitting at this place. They have a lobby. Somebody is actually inside of the business room. Oh, they left. They just left. Oh my gosh. And so some of the things we have to consider. I want to tell you guys that the first thing I always do is I always open up a brand new tab. This helps so much because, yeah. Usually what happens is because of the cookies enabled, the businesses and Google sell your information. So when you open up an open tab, prices actually end up a little higher than they were before you ended up before you ended up doing the search. So it can be a bit stressful because it's like, okay, what do I look for? How do I know what to look for? Like, if I'm looking for this, is it going to, like, it just takes a lot of scouting. So generally speaking, it's going to take on average between 1, 2, 3 hours. Sometimes it takes all day. Sometimes we're indecisive. But this is one of the most amazing things, is having choices. This is one of the most amazing ports aspects of life, is having choices. So actually they didn't move, but I'm trying to find a place that has an outlet. If you guys see one, let me know. I mean, I can here. Okay, well, let's get some coffee and be calm about it. I had hoped that there would be one kind of plug here, but nothing. No plugs. So. Hola, buenas tardes. I think everything else is milk. It says wait. Hot water. Homemade espresso. That would have been a lot. want that much. Right. Let's do some work. I have to get my laptop. It's a bit noisy out here. We can try and see what comes of it. I was able to find a plug and plug in my space. So let's get to work. So the first thing, I'm like, okay, where do I go next? That's always a nice option. The thing is, I have some stuff upcoming, and I'm happy to take a few days to relax before I have to keep traveling. So I have a church conference coming up, and so that's happening in about 2 weeks. I don't really have to consider a lot, except for the fact that you guys saw. Hola, buenas tardes. Except you guys saw that I have, I don't know. I have too much stuff. So if I were to fly, that's absolutely going to be very, very, very expensive. If I were to fly with those 2 suitcases with several copies of my book, that's well over 50 pounds. I would probably pay a lot more for the heavy overage fee, the extra baggage fee. So I don't really want to pay all that money, which could be that. So the one expensive thing, if not money, then the next thing is time, right? So we think about 2 aspects of okay, what's most important, money or time? And I'm not so sure how I'm feeling. I'm really enjoying my life here in Guadalajara. So after 2 days here away from the hostel, I really found that I was able to be a lot more productive. It was just kind of nice to take a break from business. Sometimes we need a few days to just kind of eat, get to know a new city, walk around, make new friends, and I like that. But sometimes it's time to get back into stuff, get back to business. So is a beach a good idea? Let's see. I'm going to do a little bit of a search, and we're going to find out what's going to be fun. So I actually was in Puerto Vallarta, and they charged my card for a ticket I was unable to take. They said I had to go the next day, but Sayulita was so expensive, and it was very crowded. So I'm not necessarily nervous about COVID, but because I have to wear this thing all the time, COVID is something kind of I'm taking into account. I was feeling really sad about leaving San Cristobal, but had no emotion. It was just kind of I spent a lot of time there and I got what I needed. Okay, I'm laughing because it's the idea of saying you got what you needed, you just used it. No, it was a period of time, a relationship in which I arrived there and I found out that there was a publisher. And it took me a while to get everything situated and together. And so they were having all kinds of problems. Their printer broke down, so they weren't able to print more books. They weren't able to help anyone. They had people shipping them products so they could ship them to other countries, and they ended their account with FedEx. So I'm like, is this business tanking or what? Also, they always seem to have an attitude. Remember I told you guys, if people generally treat you right, there's no reason for you to be angry for no reason. It's usually because one of your values has been disrupted, or there's something going on with that. That's exactly how I was feeling. So every interaction, I always felt probably a really fast motorbike. But every interaction with them, I was just feeling this is terrible. Why am I doing business with these people? Oh, okay, I want the book. At first, I liked it, the idea of a small publisher and stuff like that. And my friend published this book, but it was just to hold the physical book in my hands. With that said, this is so you can understand, why I'm considering the routes that I consider when one could easily fly The next thing to kind of consider is in flying here in Mexico, you just answer personal questions. They're not asking you for anything, which is important, but you will have to wear a mask the entire time. I did travel one time when I only had clothes when I was from La Paz, when I showed you guys my what happens Nomad talk video, so you could see how everything worked out. But that was just kind of like, I don't like super long videos. I know this is now over 15 minutes, so I'll try to go kind of quickly so you can or speed it up so you can see how time goes. So those are things I'm considering. The time that I have the next 2 weeks to get from here to Texas, the middle of Mexico to Texas. So I have a few days to go and play, and I have some time to do a lot of reflections and stuff like that. The next thing I have to consider is it is so expensive in the United States. I'm really not interested in spending a lot of unnecessary time there if I don't have to. And what I mean by unnecessary time is 2 days or 1 day more than I like. I don't really like, generally speaking, conversations that I have with the humans just generally speaking. I'm not saying there's exceptions to the rule that I don't have 3 or 4 friends from there, but I don't really like some of the humans and the human interactions that I have in the United States. I was actually watching a video from Nomad Capitalist, and he was saying the same thing. So that's why I leave so much. So I'm not trying to stay there too long, and the point is I don't want to get there way before I have to. So let's get started. So the first thing I do is I open up a private browser. And then what I like to do, because I'm not really trying to get anywhere specific super quick, I want to do a search. And I always do a map of Mexico or a map of where I am, so I can see what it is that what states, what hot spots I can find. So I'm currently here in Guadalajara, and I'm interested in maybe seeing a few things. It does look like, okay, I'm going all the way up to Dallas, so I'm probably not going to go anywhere near Veracruz. That's just, it could be too much. That feels like, when I saw a YouTube video, it feels like that would be a whole month in Veracruz just exploring. Some of these places look nice, and then, I'm literally here. I was in Vallarta, that's only a really 5 minutes away. I've never been to this beach, so I might be interested in checking out Manzanillo. Let's see what's there. Puerto Vallarta was really fun. It's just a lot of Americans. The beach, parks. So let's find out how much it costs first. Open up a private browser. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, it really does help to have an account with Booking, because then you might get cheaper prices, but just for the sake of now, we'll just see what the next 3 days. I'm actually on this leg, traveling solo. So, 3 days in Best Western. Okay, usually the first thing I want to do when I get to a beach town is find other people to hang out with. So I'm going to change Precio, so cheapest prices, houses and apartments. I'm also going to look up hostels. So for 3 nights it's about $50, but you always want to pay attention to this price, $613. Extra hidden costs, $101,000. Oh, that's a bit much. That better be a house. Apartment, 2 dorms, 2 bathrooms. I think they're asking for too much. What do you guys think? This just feels like, that's ridiculous. For 3 days. I mean, is it next to the beach? That's it. It looks like because it's in a resort, it's just kind of like, that's why it's expensive. So that's a no, but it's just kind of for curiosity, right? If I weren't traveling with just one person, I'm not really sure why that one popped up. But I like this because they have multiple tabs. Usually, unless something is calling me to go there, I just like to spend a lot of time. So this is saying stars. Let's see, the beach. Honestly, I prefer to do this on my, oh, here we go. So now we can look up what we want to see. Snorkel, food, house, apartments, hotels. Look at 7 more. Let's look at hostels. This is in Espanol, just so you know. Hostel San Pablo, about $100 for a double room that has a view of the beach. Let's see. Honestly, I would be okay to travel or stay here, but I think I just want to go to the beach for a day. The next thing I always look at are reviews. So if I'm going to stay in a place, I've seen a few things that look fun to do, I'm going to look up reviews. They speak 2 languages, it says here. They have really good rates. It's the best ones that they have. There's a kitchen. So do you like to cook? Are you going to eat when you get there? What does the restaurants look like? Are they cheaper? What's close by? Golfing, monuments, playas. So playas are beaches. We can always change the language, but there's a lot of people. Okay, so let's see other options. They have a double bed, double bed, double bed. It doesn't look like they have any. Well, let's just see images. Oh, gorgeous. Could you see me doing a few YouTube videos there? And what's the price? About 2,004 or 500 pesos. That's $100 for 3 nights. That's the only hostel that they have? What? I don't believe it. So we can always check the next places, or my favorite thing, honestly, is to look up a few places before I get there and then go and see what is there. Usually they're gonna have amazing photographs, and when you get there, you made a reservation for your whole time. I don't recommend doing that at all. Please, you really need to move forward in whatever you can find on foot. It's kind of why it helps to travel light, but I have all these books I recently published, so You know, lugging this on the beach is not really in my sphere of influence, or like what I want to do right now. So I really liked where I'm staying, minus the problems, but the kitchen, like the whole layout was super nice. So I wouldn't mind having an apartment for like a week or two. Or you guys, I seriously plugged in my just happened. It's saying that my battery's dying. Okay, so this outlet is not working. I hope you understand what we go through. It's not perfect, but yeah. So right now, the people at checkout at the front desk are holding on my stuff. So I told them, and usually this is what will happen if you want to go explore a city for a little bit. Usually most hostels, hotels are more than happy. They have storage closets even. Some will actually charge you a fee. But where I've stayed, only one place attempted to charge me a fee, and I just acted like I didn't speak the language. I was like, no hablo español. No, I'm just kidding. I told them I would pay when I came back, and when I came back to come and get my stuff, the guy just kind of like closed the door. I was planning to go into the car and take it out, and he just kind of closed the door, and I was like, okay, that was weird. So they're storing my bags, and usually if you have like a night bus or something like that, you really don't want to carry everything with you, especially if you're traveling for extended periods of time. If you are one of those people who needs to have your car with you, awesome. You can take your car, you can pack everything you got in your car, and that's a plus. But if you want to walk around the city and stuff, at least you don't have to worry about everything being stressful. So you want to take one or two things with you, and then that's always a nice way that you have, one, your money, two, you have your access to things that's really important to you, like maybe your cell phone or your passport or whatever you feel like is you need to have on your person. And some things you're like, you know what, if I'm walking on the street and something were to happen, I don't want this on me. So you have to think about these things before you get started. But all right, guys, this is just a brief introduction. Somebody's been asking me to do a lot of these types of videos, so I'm happy to offer this to you. I'll have to show you the next video, so I get to where I'm going, then you're gonna say, oh wow, I didn't know like that's how that worked. But yeah, it's a lot of work, it's a lot of prepping, and oftentimes when there's like 7 or 8 different hostels or hotels, you're considering your budget, you're considering your mental state. Sometimes you're so tired, you don't want to be in a dorm room with other people, and then in the next morning after you've had your rest, you want to go and interact with other people. Having your own space is important. One of the coolest things about that is there is also private rooms in hostels. But you know, I've found that private rooms in hostels are actually more expensive. I'm gonna say that again. They're a lot more expensive than if you were to get a hotel somewhere. So I like to cook sometimes, but you know, I'm not really drinking. I'm not really like I like to explore using different tours and stuff like that. But sometimes it's a lot more expensive to go to the store and buy food than it is to just go and get like 8 peso vegan tacos or 130 peso salad bar. Really. So it's a lot of things to consider, and just kind of like, where am I going to go? What kinds of things am I going to get involved in? It's a lot. All right, guys, this is just a sample. If you'd enjoyed it, tell me what some of your travel secrets. Flying, yes, open up. We'll get into something a little later, but I'm so happy to share this with you guys, and we'll talk soon. Bye. Oh yeah, if you have made it to the end of this video, comment and tell me where you stay, what your favorite is. Some people always have to be in a chain, like I always have to be the Hilton, I always have to be in a Ritz-Carlton. Some people always have to be in a hostel. Some people always need their own space in a hotel. But I want to remind you, it's okay to stay flexible. Like really, it's all right that and important to try every mode of traveling, from hostels to hotels to Airbnbs. Or what I mean by that is just like where you're staying in some kind of apartment or a home, and trying buses, trying planes, trying private cars, trying planes, trying every form of that you can, every form of travel that you can, so you can get to where it is that you want to go in the most appropriate time. This gives you a well-rounded sphere, so you're not always meeting one type of human. And I don't mean to say that everybody is a specific type of human, but really, I mean, let's be honest, in hotels, people like to keep their distance. I mean, you can find that in hostels too, but sometimes people are a lot more happy to go and approach you if you're in a hostel. Oh, hey, where are you from? Hey, what's going on? Than if you were in a hotel. Not a lot of people are going to run up to you and just want to hang out with you. It's just brief conversation. Hi, great, in the elevator, out, done. And with the social distancing, that's always a thing to kind of consider. So I'd love to hear from you guys. Have you traveled? Are you traveling now? What are some of the things you consider? Yeah, let me hear from you. See you.